Donald Trump has mused and joked about third terms more than any president in history, and it gets less funny every time he does it. But that didn't stop him from doing so again in his State of the Union last night.
So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen.
Look at little Mike Johnson chuckling there in the back. Of course, Trump lost in 2020. We all know that. He can't run again, at least not legally. But he's been dropping hints about what comes next for his party and his movement, no matter how obviously uncomfortable the options are. In his speech last night, Donald Trump also profusely praised his vice president, J.D. Vance, who once called him America's Hitler, I would note, as well as his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who once called him a con artist. Trump has also reportedly been polling advisors and confidants on which one of them should succeed him in 2028. So naturally, when I sat down with Governor Gavin Newsom, I asked him what he thought about those two potential MAGA successors. There are some people waiting in the wings in the MAGA world who would love to be the chosen ones of the Trump orbit. J.D. Vance is one of them. Marco Rubio is one of them. Do you think they can carry on the MAGA flame here?
No, but Vance, for whatever reason, scares me.
Why?
Almost more than Trump. I don't know. I just, talk about a guy who put a mask on and his face grew into it. I mean, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio were two of the most effective critics, just like that guy, what's his name, Graham, Lindsay, of Donald Trump. What frauds, what phonies. But J.D. is a unique fraud and phony, and he's a little more dangerous. And the folks around him, these are not folks that believe. I mean, listen to some of its biggest funders, the way they talk. There's a nihilism to the way they talk about the world. I know these guys. I literally know them, not figuratively know them. Some of them are in the book. Mm-hmm. Knew them back when. So, again, I don't want to be overly hyperbolic about this, but, but that said, it's going to be hard for Trump. Trump still, you think this guy is going to sit there in the Oval Office waiting for you to ask him a question and say, well, sir, Jen's not here. She's in Iowa with the debate with Vance. There's no damn way on earth. So he's going to try to run this out till right after the end until he can pick and choose who goes behind him. Or, God forbid, we don't take back the House of Representatives. He may be on that ballot.
He'll try.
I just wouldn't put it past him. I mean, look, what he does, it's the old adage, once a mind is stretched, it never goes back to its original form. What he does, he tests all this. He throws the stuff out, sees how you're going to react. If you don't react, all of a sudden it's socialized. Now it's normalized, and he'll just, it's his. He'll keep taking it. So that's why it's so important that we not just say, oh, Trump's being Trump. Perhaps those are the most damning words in the English language right now. It's not Trump being Trump. You got to call it out. None of this is normal. It's unconscionable. And that's why the folks at Fox are such a disgrace, because they know better. And we don't think they know better. We know they know better. What was that big lawsuit where they had to settle? We saw all their emails. We saw all their text messages. We saw what they're saying behind his back. And they're complicit because they're making a ton of money, because that's all it's about. It's about their grift as well. Sorry, Jen. It's the world we're up against.
It's important, you've been calling it out, for people to be clear-eyed about what he is capable of. You said this week there will not be a fair and free election in the United States of America as we know it unless we win back the House of Representatives in November. You've outlined this a bit, but what do you mean by that specifically? As people are trying to understand what that looks like, what does it look like in the season leading up to 2028?
Well, what is the one thing he connects all the dots to? The people he admires, they all have one thing in common. They're competitive authoritarians. I mean, Orban and Putin, the rest. I think Putin got, 87.3% of the last vote? They love elections. I said fair and free elections, the illusion of elections, the voting rolls. Pam Bondi tried to take them from California months and months ago. We're in litigation before she tried to do in exchange for troops moving out of Minnesota wanting the election rolls. What is that about? Wake up, folks. What's the SAVE Act about? Mm-hmm. I was just down in the South. It's not just about IDs. It's about registration. Who can vote? I mean, this is...
Puerto Rico.
This is... it's not blinking yellow. It's code red. It's happening faster than it happened in Hungary. It's happening faster than other takeovers in other countries, including Turkey. It's happening faster in real time. Look what's happening to media right now. Look what's happening. And it's the chill of free expression of speech. It's not what's said. It's now what's not said. The stories that are not being pursued. The contracts that are not going to be renewed. It's him telling Susan Rice she needs to resign or there's no merger. The hell is that? So much deeper than Kimmel. This is serious. Fair and free elections? How about democracy, freedom, free expression, free speech? All of it. Code red in this country. And my fear is we get so easily distracted and they're so effective on the other side. And so it's just, we must continue to be mindful, laser focused on what's in front of us every single day until the job is done.
The Constitution is very clear about Trump being able to run for a third term. And of course, states run elections. But you, as you said, you've grappled with this. You thought about it. You dealt with some threats around Prop 50. What should every state be doing right now? What do you wish every state was doing to prepare for everything you just outlined?
Well, I think it's about a state of mind, of vigilance. They have to double down on all their voter protection. They have to double down on what the Registrar of Voters is doing and not doing as it relates to election security. And that's county by county. It's bottom up, not top down. States play a big role. Secretary of States do as well, but the registrars in each county play an even bigger one. We have to make sure, all of us, these campaigns, but also our party broadly, just people that believe the party, the red, white, and blue party, the Americans maintain their vigilance as it relates to legal defenses and strategies to make sure we call this out. We've got to push back against these purges of the voter rolls and the attacks on truth and trust. It's about creating so much distrust that he can create the conditions where then he can intervene and say, there shall not be, I'll tell Speaker Johnson, they may lose by 65 seats. Say, well, you won't sit any of them because we have proof in these 4 places that this was a rigged election, and try to play this out in the United States Supreme Court. And we already have 3 members that will literally are so supine. I mean, I don't even have, even my new Trump signature series knee pads are not large enough for those 3 justices. That's how real this is. It's happening on our watch. It's 2026. It's not 1906. It's not 1896.